mostly am.
In this video, we're going to talk about the new No Man's Sky update just teased by Sean Murray on the eve of the summer update. We'll also speculate about what it could potentially mean and what we would like to see with this update. For all of the juicy goodness that is No Man's Sky news, you have showed up to the LZ.
Oh shit, here we go again.
My fellow travelers, you have strong-armed yourself into the LZ for news that is breaking. Here we are just over the peak of July, and we're already talking about yet another No Man's Sky update, lovingly tweeted by the final boss, that is Sean Murray. For those of you who are, as of yet, uninitiated in the No Man's Sky verse, Sean Murray tweeting a single emoji typically means that an update is on the horizon. He's pretty much done it for an overwhelming majority of the updates released for No Man's Sky so far. And while I want to try and pour some cold water over overhype that the community might have, I have been utterly wrong over the last few updates here this year that they were going to be small bite-sized updates. They actually turned out to be some of the best updates in the last couple of years. So while I don't want to get your hopes up, I mean, Hello Games has had a great track record so far in the year 2022, I must say. A big shout out too to my friends on Twitter and my fellow travelers that also said that maybe it feels good that there will be one smaller update that will lead us into the big one. Again, for those of you that don't know, typically No Man's Sky gets one massive update around this time every year. It's always happened. You've probably seen, if you were here since day one, you had the Atlas Rises, the next update, the Beyond update, the Origins update. All of those are big anniversary updates that landed right around the mid to late summer range. While I don't think this one's going to be it very realistically could be though, and I could just be talking out of the side of my face. As for speculation goes as to what this particular emoji could mean, I don't have a ton. Although I did see a tweet from a fellow traveler on Twitter mentioning that it could mean strongholds. Again, don't want to hype you up, but No Man's Sky already has some kind of dungeon type thing in the way of derelict freighters that came along with the Desolation update a couple of years back. As of yet, still my favorite update of all time for this game, so strongholds on planet sides would be freaking phenomenal using the same kind of tech that they're using for the derelict freighters. It could mean that they're strengthening something about the game, whether it's the netcode, possibly a quality of life update, and of course that's not to mention some of the things that have been rumored already. 2021 saw a giant leak that actually, to a degree, has mostly come true since the release of that. It was about midsummer of last year. Of course, there's been items that have been data mined from previous updates as well, things like elevators and etc. Sean has also been indirectly teasing things like way thicker and longer distance asteroid fields. In the game currently right now, you can't see asteroids until they're, pretty much right in front of you. Now I know the next question you're probably thinking about, when will we see this update drop? So best case scenario, we will see that update this week. All updates this year have dropped on a Wednesday. So expect to see that probably roll out first thing Wednesday morning, and it will probably hit Steam first, and then the console versions will follow sort of sporadically after that. If you're on console, you likely won't see this first thing. Consoles have to go through the certification process and all of that mumbo-jumbo, and then that'll give the studio some time to work out some bugs before they take off for the weekend, depending on the size of the update. An even lesser case might mean that this actually is the large summer update, and this is just the tease to the tease until we start to see that. When, if this is actually the summer update, we could see it this week or this month or next month. Who's to say? Sean has run a long-term sort of media cycle before. If you remember the Beyond update from a couple of years ago, I think that was 2020, where virtual reality and a thick list of quality of life improvements and things launched with that update. That took about 6 months from reveal to launch. It was just exhausting. So obviously I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's been a very long time since there's been a long-winded update cycle, with the exception of the Switch recently, which we knew about the Switch version here for a few months now. But I want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think the Muscly Arms update is going to be? Do you think this is a bite-sized update, or do you think this is it, the big launch of version 4.0 that we're all anticipating for this year? As always, thank you for stopping by the LZ, and I will obviously see you for more coverage for the Muscly Arms update here in the future. Bye-bye!